We call that step one. Step one is ask. And you can't ask for something until you've evaluated and come to your own important personal conclusions about what you're asking for. And when you ask, step two is it is given immediately. And the reason it is because when you ask, you launch the rocket. When you launch the rocket, your inner being and law of attraction get all over it. And the vibrational beginning of your desire happens. The next step is really what we focus upon in these gatherings. What are you doing about it? After you've asked, are you joining your inner being in the positive expectation of its becoming? Are you looking for evidence of it? Are you appreciating what's around you? Or are you fixated on what's wrong? Which end of this stick of creation are you calibrating to? Are you continuing to justify why you want that by explaining how terrible it is not to have it? Are you joining together with other groups of people who are also in protest in the absence of what they want? Because when you are in that modality, you are not allowing, you're not letting in, you're not accomplishing step three. You're not receiving what you're asking for. In fact, you're resisting what you're asking for. And then step four is you just get really good at being in the receiving mode. And step five, our favorite really, takes a while to get there. Step five is when you're back in step one and you don't mind. You're back in step one and you understand the value of it. You're back in step one and you know you're sorting and sifting and calibrating, and you know the whole time you're writhing in the discomfort of what's wrong, you're creating an equivalent rightness of what's right. In other words, you understand that. And once you get the hang of this, once you are willing to acknowledge that feeling good is a good thing for you, once you acknowledge that your inner being is always aware of you, never apart from you, always rooting for you, aware of every engagement you have with every thought, word, or deed, aware of you, always aware of you, and while aware of you, having thoughts about you, pure, positive thoughts about you, thoughts of expectation, thoughts of success, thoughts of adoration, thoughts of your worthiness, thoughts of thankfulness for you playing your role in the expansion of the universe. And when you get crossways of those thoughts, like when you put yourself down or others, or like when you push hard against something unwanted, when you have those kinds of thoughts, then all that has happened is you've set up some resistance so that you're not in the receiving mode. Not in the receiving mode of what you want, not in the receiving mode of your connection with your inner being that feels like love and appreciation, not in connection with clear thoughts that stream from your vortex into your own mind. When you have resistance, you block the stream that's flowing to you. You block the good ideas. Your inner being knows where you stand in relationship to everything you desire, and it's constantly streaming awareness of how to get there. But if you're all balled up in what's wrong, you're not getting any of those messages. But it doesn't stop